Actually, I was supposed to sign a deal with Disney and I turned it down. I was a little alternative rocker.
Yeah, get it, girl. That's awesome.
Yeah, this was after I got signed. It was so fun. It was like Hannah Montana before Hannah Montana. I encountered Jesus at 6 years old and it changed my life. And I like totally insanely like makes absolutely no sense how got a record deal at 15 years old.
Sick.
And it was before the days of social media. I hated school. And I never would say I was bullied, but there was definitely a few mean girls who made it where life wasn't really super fun. I am so confident I can pull together incredible teams. Like if there's one thing I can do, I can pull together really good teams. So I do this for this client. They're super successful. And that's what ends up kind of opening the door for me to start working with this company called Bonfire Legend, which then worked with Daily Wire at the time. And I really learned a lot more about like documentary airspace. And that leads to Matt Walsh film we were talking about, kind of all this other stuff.
I'm just a random dude that like knocks on cold calls, business doors. Like this is just such a turn. And I think, I don't want to say I'm doubting the Lord's leading, but like it is like wild to dream that this could be possible.
Those that are seeking truth, like you don't have to bait people into truth. You don't have to negotiate them into it. If that search is on the inside of you, all I have to do is pull back the curtain.
So I don't know much about you. This is my favorite. I love these interviews because it doesn't allow me to prep, which means we just get to have a real conversation.
I love that.
And so if you wouldn't mind, like you can start the story wherever you want to, but if I said, who is Kylie Jean? Like
that's a big softball.
Who do you?
First of all, what an honor! I never get to be the guest that just gets to be so.
But what do you want my audience to know about you? You get to shape it. Like you could say whatever you want.
Well, there's like so many different directions we could go. What directions? What's the tone of your podcast?
Literally Rogan.
Okay, cool.
So like
be anything,
whatever you want. Like I want you to feel the freedom. You can let us know, and then we'll go from there. Whatever you want.
Okay.
Who are you?
That's such a broad question.
It's a great question. Okay, so you produced Daily Wire stuff.
Are we officially starting?
We can. I'll cut in wherever I want.
Let me know when you want me to.
We are recording.
Okay, perfect.
But we'll cut in whenever we want to cut in later.
First of all,
have you not been a guest much?
I have, but I'm always a guest with a very specific purpose.
This is gonna be fun.
This is my first like casually unfiltered. So what an honor. Thank you.
This is great. You're welcome.
This is awesome.
Yes, like this is my podcast.
I love that.
Like we've already started.
Okay, perfect. I'm in.
So if you're not having fun, we should probably just stop it right now.
I think it's been really fun.
Good.
I'm also like running on adrenaline. So
Same.
It's perfect.
I was so tired last night. I fell asleep with the lights on and my clothes on.
Oh, I've definitely had so many of those kind of days.
Yes.
Yeah. This was a rollout at 5 a.m. day for me. And I think my eyes are like burning, but they're like.
And then you have like the
going
lights,
like, in the best way. You feel alive.
And it's been warm in here, so I'm kind of a little sweaty. I feel crunchy.
Oh no!
I'm like,
you just whip out the Birkenstocks.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bat for the other team though. So I'm married. I'm saying, I have kids. So like, tell us a little bit about you. You could say, I mean, do you have a podcast? Do you have
Yeah, my name's Kylie Jean. We can start from the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm a West Coast kid.
Okay.
By birth. So my childhood. I don't know how detailed.
Let's do it. Let's go. I'm in. Childhood.
This feels like very like it's like first dates. You know, first dates can always be so weird because they're like the softball.
What do we talk about?
And you don't really know how to talk with some. Yeah, it's like that. It's like
I can give you way more specific questions if you want.
You want to throw me one specific, and I'll go on a rabbit trail. I'm sure.
Yeah. Okay, great. Let's just start with what we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you've produced stuff.
Yes.
What got you into media?
Oh, fun. Okay, so I actually got in the entertainment industry at 15 years old.
Okay. See, we're rolling.
We're rolling.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right.
Yeah, so I grew up on the Central Coast of California, which is the most beautiful, breathtaking, incredible childhood.
Mm-hmm.
It's ranches and surfers. It's very, very low key. I just went back there for the first time in years, and I got stopped by like 5 people while I was out and about being like, are you a Tannehill? And it's just fun like that because I think there's something so beautiful about small town values.
Yes.
And for me, my parents were pastors, and the church there, it was very La Familia culture is what we called it. And I encountered Jesus at 6 years old, and it changed my life. I had a series of visions that week that were pillars for me. And I grew up in a household that like really, really valued dreaming bigger than anything that was bound by natural limitations. And we always we were very coached in being able to develop your vision with the Holy Spirit and with Jesus. So from a young age, I was so encouraged. So because of that, I dreamed really, really big.
Yeah.
And I like totally insanely like makes absolutely no sense how got a record deal at 15 years old.
Sick.
And it was before the days of social media. So it was just kind of one of these crazy things where I loved my life in California. I was just a kid, but then my family made a very quick move to Seattle, which I would be sixth generation Seattle. And so my mom's side of the family is like very established there. Mm-hmm. But Seattle's really different. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Yeah.
It's like very multicultural city, rainy, physically like dark during the winter.
It's like London.
Totally. Yes. It's very similar to that. And growing up with like land and, you know, the ocean, you can breathe. Beauty. I had my horses growing up.
I have like a dingy, damp city.
Oh my gosh. With like a very short notice of moving and starting junior high, like, which is already a pivotal time in life. And I'm the oldest. I'm like a deep, deep feeler. So for me, especially as a kid, I probably took on responsibility that was never put on my shoulders. So I just felt like I had to figure out a way to always be optimistic. So there's a huge blessing in that. But then also I think you can easily like shove down things.
Did you get the record deal when you were in California?
Got it in Seattle. So we moved to Seattle. And while I was there, my mom used to say, she's like, you just came out of the womb singing. I was always singing growing up when I was little. Like everything turned into a song. It's like how I process things. I'd be riding my horse singing, like my trainer would like bring me back. And I just loved, like, that was my connection really with the Lord and everything. And I found so much joy in that and being kind of unhinged. And at 15, like I was struggling with life. I hated in the city I was in. I hated school. It was like before the days that people like talked about bullying. And I never would say I was bullied, but there was definitely a few mean girls who made it where life wasn't really super fun. I didn't feel like I had deep connections. I was everybody's friend. And I think everybody would consider me their friend. But personally, I was so lonely. And so I remember I couldn't sleep at night. Like being a creative, you're like up at night and
brain is just racing.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I remember my mom telling me a story about Michael W. Smith, who is an artist. Like,
my wife. Yeah, dude. Big Michael W. Smith fan.
Yeah. Yes. She's a pillar. And so I remember being really little and my mom said that the way Michael W. Smith would write songs is he would go into his prayer closet for an hour and then come out and write. And so when I couldn't sleep at night, I just would be so real and honest with the Lord. And I would like just cry out to him on things that I didn't feel like I could really verbalize to my parents or like anybody else. And I remember one night having this moment where the Lord's like, you have a choice before you. Like you can choose to, he didn't say these words, but now as an adult, these would be the words of it. It's basically like I could choose to partner with very real grief and pain because of the life that I loved so much, like being taken out of my control.
Yeah.
Or I can choose that even though I'm in a lot of unknown, to trust him. And I remember like so clearly making the decision, like I feel really like hopeless and sad and angry as a teenager, but I'm going to choose to trust you in this. And like the moment I chose to trust, then I made a decision, like I wasn't going to hold on to bitterness behind the scenes. And I started writing. So I started writing like a ton of songs. And I used to absolutely get frustrated with the Christian music industry as a little kid because I hated that there were so many question marks in songs. Like I couldn't even listen to, like, my mom would have the Christian radio playing and I hated listening to it because I was like, why is it asking all these questions when we've been given an entire book of answers? Like nobody's writing declarative anthems.
Right.
And so I just started writing declarations, which I love declarations. They've been a massive part of my childhood. I think like a huge thing that even I travel around and I speak all the time, and a lot of things I'll talk on is my faith words.
Right.
And every single night before I went to bed, I know I've told the story a million times, but it shaped who I am today. And my parents would always say, what are your faith words? And so I'd say, I like myself. I have a great destiny. People listen to me because I have valuable and important things to say. And then as I got older, I always added my own things at the end. So those declarations have been like transformative for me in declarations in general. So I started taking declarations and writing them in songs. And this is a really long story, but one day my dad had like some business guys over for dinner, I guess, and I was singing on the other side of the house. And one of the guys like caught wind of it and asked my parents, like, tell me about your daughter. And like, when did she start singing? And Mom's like, well, she's always been singing. I think she's really good, but I'm her mom.
Right. So I'm obviously biased.
Exactly. Right. And he's like, well, he had worked in artist development and some stuff. Like I wasn't too familiar with what he had done. And he's like, well, you know, it takes a message, it takes presence, and it takes talent.
Yeah.
And I've been around your daughter enough to know she's got a message. and I've been around her enough to know that she has presence. She seems like she might have talent. Could I maybe talk to some people and see if we can get some test vocals? So it was like this total foreign thing.
I mean, that's of God. That is 100% of the Lord.
The Lord.
Yeah.
Because it's not my family is not the music industry. And back then, like you have to go back, I'm 33, I was 15. So like the industry was a totally different industry back then than it is now.
Were these guys in the CCM music scene?
These were, yes.
So that's even more crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's very niche. My dad was actually like working on this huge software development company at the time that started to cross into that world. So that's how like those connections started going. So it was like from software to music, like couldn't have even planned it, especially back then. Like that's when like Facebook's just getting going, like that kind of stuff. So it was pretty crazy. So all I know is that my dad was like, hey, would you want to go like check out in Grapevine, Texas, of all places? I was like, would you want to do some test vocals? I'm like, yes, sign me up.
Yeah.
What I didn't know was behind the scenes, my mom had been praying for me because my mom said like, Kylie Jean's like, there's something in her that is dying unless you intersect with her, Lord. Like she needs something that's beyond school. She needs something that's, and
especially as a creative brain. Like if you don't have anything to like, it drives you insane.
Especially for me at that time, like my horse, for me growing up, I'm so insanely dyslexic, like horribly dyslexic. School is like not for me. I never liked school. I never could fit in the mold. I couldn't figure things out. I can't sit still. And my horse was like my biggest best friend growing up. And when we made that move, like my horse was no longer in like daily distance of me interacting with him. So the music then became like a really big part of my life. And my mom was like really praying on my behalf, which I didn't know that.
Yeah. Sweet.
So it's really cool. So anyways, I ended up like doing some test vocals, had an EP put together, did a showcase. The showcase sold out. Like they had to turn people away, and I wasn't a name. It was like, one, totally the Lord. Two, we hit a really good era where that tween demographic hadn't been tapped into yet. So I'm this young girl, and there's even younger girls in elementary school who are looking for something that their parents are wanting them to plug into that's fun, has a good message, and it just was the perfect timing of everything. Wow. So there was Nashville execs who were at that showcase, and then that's kind of what launched my career.
How does the showcase work? Do you sing live, or they just play some songs that are pre-recorded from an EP?
Actually, like we could pull up YouTube archives. I'm sure it's so fun. It's free. I was like this chunky little teenager.
Isaiah, do we have the ability to pull up and react to something live on the TV?
If not, I will definitely.
Oh, no, we don't do it now, but that would.
You can. Yeah.
Do you have a link you could send us?
Yeah, I'm sure I could find it. Yeah. Let's see.
That would be awesome.
There's definitely like a Vimeo or event. It was Vimeo? Let me see. I could find some YouTube.
What's the, like, I'll search with you. Let's see. Kylie Jean Tannehill, right?
I didn't use my last name.
Kylie Jean.
Let's see what I can find. There's some really cringy, low budge. See, here you go. Here's one.
Please welcome Kylie Jean.
I mean, it doesn't get more fun than little chunky KJ. Yeah, so that was my life in high school. It was great.
No way.
Yeah.
No, keep it playing.
I was a little alternative rocker.
Yeah, get it, girl.
We had like dance moves for the
Dude,
showcases.
that's awesome.
Yeah, this was after I got signed, but yeah, it was fun.
Wow. You have a great voice.
Thank you. And it's gotten even better. That was like untrained. Now I have an awesome vocal coach in Nashville.
And she doesn't even know that I rap, Isaiah. We should do a collab.
We gotta do a collab.
Yeah, I'm in. Dude,
we're gonna do a parlor music label.
Oh my. Dude, and he's a big hip hop fan too.
Wait, what? Let's do it. Actually, I feel like this genre is making a comeback.
Like my church just made an album.
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
I would love that.
But first of all, that's incredible.
Thank you. It was so fun. It was like Hannah Montana before Hannah Montana.
Yeah. This might be offensive.
Listen, it's because I
was getting major Disney Channel vibes.
Oh, actually, I was supposed to sign a deal with Disney, and I turned it down. That's a whole story.
For your sake, you probably made the very good decision.
I think it was, and I really, really love the way my mom went about that because my mom was with me.
Yeah, so walk us through that. So, how do we get to the Disney level of offer?
I somehow got intertwined into something where I had a meeting with Disney execs that were to be signed as talent because I had some hits that like played on Disney radio and stuff.
Sick.
So I was with my mom and they were doing like show development stuff. And we had this opportunity and I just knew with everything inside of me, like I have this deal. Like it's the weirdest confident knowing.
Yeah.
I knew it. And I go to like open the door to get in the car. And I just felt internally so big, like a big no, not to do it. But I didn't feel sad and lamentful. It was like, I know when the Holy Spirit's talking to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not supposed to do this. And so I don't even get in the car. So my mom was like, I'm not supposed to take this. And my mom's like, okay. So my mom looks at me and she's like, if you say no to this, this will probably never come back in this way. So I just want you to like take some time, be with the Lord, and just be sure that that's what he's telling you. And if it's a no, we're going to go grab lunch and we're going to celebrate.
What a great parent.
And if it's a yes, we're going to go forward and celebrate in forward movement.
Dude, what a great mom.
It gives me chills thinking about it because it really, my parents have done such an incredible job of taking these moments throughout our whole lives to let us hear directly from the Lord. And then they always celebrate what the Lord says. And they bring in, because the Lord says like out of the mouths of two or three witnesses. So then we'll back it with like scripture. And then we'll always pray for a moment that it's confirmed. Super cool. And then it really was like after that, my mom had a friend who I think like texted her or called her out of the blue a couple of days later and said, hey, I was just praying, or she had a dream, something. I was praying for Kylie Jean and I really felt like the Lord said, Kingdom Kylie. And he's like, I just kept hearing this word, Kingdom Kylie. And I kept seeing Disney, the Magic Kingdom. And she didn't know any, I didn't, you're like under ND, you don't talk about this. She's like, I kept seeing Kingdom Kylie, and I kept seeing Magic Kingdom, and magic is the compromise for the kingdom of God's supernatural. And that she's been given an authority from heaven to tap into the supernatural realms of heaven, where magic is the compromise on the other side. And it wasn't like a put down, it was nothing. It was just like, whoa, like this thought. And I was like, she literally just said no to this that was with Disney, like Magic Kingdom. And so that's really cool. That's like encouraging on track. Like I'm gonna have to tell her. So the Lord will always confirm his word, like always. And it's impossible to miss it. Like he cares way too much. So my life is marked full of, I've lived like 40 lives in my short amount
That's awesome.
of time here on the earth. It's amazing.
So how long you pursued the music career then?
You know, I wasn't in it long. And I have so many stories around that too. I wasn't in it long, but I learned so much. And it was amazing. The best childhood. I love living outside of the box. I got to connect with young girls. The whole reason I even got into it, this is like a whole nother crazy story, but when I first started writing, particularly for that album, right before I got signed, I was like, not by my choice, sent off to a church camp.
Oh, okay.
And I hate camp.
Why?
Everybody says that. I hate camp.
You're talking to a camp counselor right now, so you better.
There's like divided lines. People
Yeah, I know.
camp.
I know. Well, I think it was in the camp. Like, I think we were blessed to have I've heard horror stories of.
I don't know. I just never I didn't do sleepovers growing up. Like I didn't like camp. Like it's just my best friend and I just got in a huge discussion about this because I'm hosting my first women's retreat that I'm like super excited about.
I'll let you know who's right. So what's the
Well, I'm hosting it. I'm putting it on. I'm super excited about it. And she's like, we could make it like camp. I'm like, heck no.
You should do it.
No.
Yeah, you're 100% wrong. She's right.
I don't know. People can if camp was like what's the movie with the twins?
Yeah, the when they switch or whatever.
Parent Trap.
Yeah.
If camp was truly like that, I've never experienced camp like that. That'd be cool. My camp was like forced to church camp. It was terrible. I hated every moment of it. But I encountered the Lord on the last night where
so it was pretty good.
So that was good. That part, and that was interesting because this was before I turned 15. This one was 14, but I was forced to go to this camp. And when I went, I was like literally like trying to hold back from tears. So I just did not want to go.
Wow, I
didn't want to go because I hate this. I hate the system of religion, and I hate that when the system feels like it's an organic move of the spirit that then has man-made system come around it. And that's what like irked me about things that were put together by that particular church. But you're young, like you don't really know how to articulate it in English. But you're like, this isn't the Jesus that changed my life. And I know Jesus and he changed my life. But this is a shallow man-made system.
We need to have another like hour-long conversation about this. This is fascinating.
Have, like, hours.
Yeah, this is fascinating.
We can do it now. I don't care.
Yeah, no, it's up to you. Like,
we could definitely go there. I mean, if this is Joe Rogan, this is like a 3-hour show.
Well, I know. Like we the last one was an hour 45.
I have to miss the traffic zone, so we got time.
Yeah, we can vibe. We just might have to get some Hutchins barbecue later. Right, Isaiah? Are you down tonight? Okay.
I love me some good barbecue. I used to be a vegan. And I like really went down the path of healing, and now I really only eat meat. So
walk me through. Well,
we can. Why don't you guide? We can go through anything.
Yeah,
spirituality, veganism.
We have a lot. So where'd the vegan thing come from?
So I got really, really sick. Like back probably about 10 years ago now. And I couldn't figure it out. I always had weird.
What was your symptoms?
I've always had bad digestion issues since I was little.
Okay, this is getting weird. It's getting really weird.
I have a lot of theories as to why too. I was formula fed.
Insane.
How down the rabbit hole do you want to go?
So I threw up 50 times in January, February of this year.
What? Threw up because of acid reflux?
And so I had acid reflux for the past 3 years. November of this past year, all of a sudden I started gagging.
Really cool people I can help.
And we've seen homeopathic doctors.
Yeah.
I just had a CAT scan done. I just had an ultrasound done.
Yeah.
And so we're currently have a schedule with a gastroenterologist right now. And I've lost 30 pounds since December.
Do you feel like sick? Like what happened?
So
walk me through this.
Okay.
This is the most fascinating rabbit trail, but I'm like really into health and healing.
So 2021, acid reflux started happening. And, then I completely gave up coffee. I completely gave up acid.
Yeah.
I went to a doctor. I said, hey man, and I felt nauseous. Like my acid reflux wasn't burning. It felt like I was going to, my gag reflex was triggered. That's how my symptom shows itself.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. And it's not like it was burning or anything. It's just like I felt like I was just gagging. So I literally just be at business events and I have to walk into a room, gag, and then come back.
What the heck?
Yeah, it was really weird. But it was actually acid reflux. And I went to a doctor and he's like, I can give you medicine. I'm like, doc, I don't want, how do I fix this?
Yeah, you got to get to the root.
Right. And he was not. And
I just had a thought. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. So anyway, then I was literally listening to an Indian dude on TEDx talk like, the reason that you have the, and I'm like, I've acid reflux. Yeah. Well, it talked about, he actually mentioned citrus as being really
interesting.
And this was of the Lord. I literally was having a really good day. I was feeling really good.
Yeah.
And my wife asked if I wanted a clementine. And I said, sure. I ate the clementine. I started feeling sick immediately. I'm like, that's why I have acid reflux. So we gave up coffee, pasta sauce, soda drinks. I drink a lot of LaCroix.
Okay.
And actually sparkling water can actually be a cause of it too.
Yeah, I've heard that. It'll cause hiccups too.
Yes. So anyway, I gave it up and I started feeling better. Then we found out there was low acid coffee. So I started being able to drink low acid coffee again. Then I partnered with a roaster. Shameless plug. We have our own low acid coffee blend called the Broadcast Brew.
Wait, why aren't we drinking it right now?
I have some in my book bag.
Oh my goodness. Is it canned coffee?
No, no.
Hey, you said it's in your backpack. I'm trying to figure out.
So it's a bag. I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'd love to have some.
You can have some. Yeah.
I'm like a huge coffee
And
girl.
it's air roasted coffee.
Cool.
Which basically is it's roasted like popcorn.
Oh wow.
Which means you don't get any burnt beans. So when it comes to acid and we're gonna another rabbit trail. We're gonna come back. This is literally, I told you, Rogan show.
Just keep it on track because I won't be able to keep it on track.
Okay, I will keep it on track.
Sorry, my phone's blowing up. That was rude.
No,
I did not mean to check.
Be rude.
Do
you want to check it?
No.
We can pause. You're good. So anyway, there's a lot of things you can do with coffee to make it low acid, and so air roasted one of those things. Anyway, it's really good coffee. It's amazing. And so I can drink that now. But all of a sudden, in November of last year, we went to an event called CreatorCon, and I go to get food afterwards, and I come home and I just start dry heaving. No alcohol.
Yeah.
Just like I'm not. Literally no. It's not like I'm. And I'm like, that's super weird.
Interesting.
And then a week later, I was just randomly there in the middle of the day, just started dry heaving. And I was just getting nasty. And sorry, everyone. And then the week before AmFest, I had 102 fever. I was really sick. Then I got better. Literally the Lord, just for AmFest.
Yeah.
And then the week after AmFest, 102 fever again, really sick. Dry heat, just dry heaving. I wouldn't throw up, just dry heaving.
That's terrible.
And then January, just dry heaved the whole time. And then we took our kids to church camp. And
in January?
It's winter camp, and there's a tubing hill, and it's awesome. And we play games.
If the name camp, it'd probably be cool.
It's so fun. It's called Camp Barracle. They love it. It's literally the highlight.
ChatGPT, an alternative word for camp.
What's that?
And alternative word for retreat.
Winter hangout.
That sounds great.
Winter weekend.
That would be awesome.
We went to a winter weekend, Kylie, and it was so fun, and our kids loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, and I got really sick at camp. I was bedridden for 2 days.
Oh, that's terrible.
And we couldn't figure it out. And I anyway, I literally lost 20 pounds during February this year.
Yeah.
And which really sucked because we had all this we went to
AmFest,
momentum, and then it just floored me.
Interesting.
And so since then, it's morphed into we saw this holistic doctor.
Yeah.
And acid reflux gone.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I'm not dry heaving anymore, but it's morphed into just pure stomach pain.
And it's really from he adjusted your diet heavily.
Yeah. So heavily diet changes, tons of supplements.
Yeah. Did he put you on a heavy metal detox? I'd be very curious about. I think that's what changed my life.
Okay.
Massively.
Okay.
Sorry, keep going. I cut you off.
No, go. Talking about it.
Well, I have a lot of
I'm bored now. No, I'm talking too much. I'm bored now.
No, I have a lot of thoughts. Have you heard of the book A More Excellent Way?
No.
but it's probably one of the most instrumental books that every single family should have in their household.
A More Excellent.
It's called A More Excellent Way. Just get it on Amazon.
Keep talking.
Super thick.
Rude, and I'm just gonna go to Audible.
It's like an encyclopedia to any sickness of whatever, and it reveals to you the spiritual root. And then it's really cool because then you have all of a sudden
by
it's
Chuck Missler.
It's like a white book with gold writing.
Yeah. This one?
No, that's not it. Let me see. Just go to like Amazon.
That was just on well, let's see.
I first heard about it because there was a guy speaking on healing, and he's like,
oh, I found it.
Yeah, it's like whenever you see the results of something, the fruit of something, then that's it. Worth having. It's awesome. I have a few copies. But it's super fascinating because he had high blood pressure. And he's like, it's super weird. I have high blood pressure as an adult. And then the doctor wanted to put him on
high blood pressure medication.
Yeah, whatever, all that stuff. And he's like, I really don't want to do that. And I don't know why all of a sudden out of nowhere. Sorry, I'm just like messing with your mics.
Everyone's like, oh.
I know, it's the ADD. He's like, man, just let me like come back in a week. Let me just come back in a week. And then let's like do another test. And the doctor's like, nothing's gonna change in a week. He's like, let's just do another test in a week. So he goes back home and he's like really praying about it, takes out that book and goes to the root of high blood pressure is self-hatred. And he's like, I don't have any self-hatred. Like, I really don't hate myself. That's crazy. And then he said, all of a sudden he hears the Lord say, but what about when you're 13? And he was brought back to a memory. He's like, I never think about this ever. He's brought back to a memory of 13 years old, looking at himself in the mirror with breakouts, feeling super awkward. His body's changing. And he's like, I don't feel like I fit in. And he looked at himself and said, I hate myself. He's like, well, words bring life and death, right? Lie in the power of the tongue. And so something in his physical body had to respond to a word curse that he made over himself, even though he wasn't cognitive that that's what he was doing in agreement. And so the Lord revealed that to him. And he's like, oh my gosh, I did do that. So he just repented for cursing himself, not realizing he cursed himself, came into agreement with the truth over who he is and who the word of the Lord has called him into, and released himself into forgiveness and freedom. A week later, goes back, does a blood panel, comes back, and the doctor was so floored. He couldn't understand it. He's like, you're completely normal. Like, you don't need to get high blood pressure medication. So I heard that story and I so believed it because I really, really believe the word. And I started using that as a frame of reference for things. And it was really fascinating. So anyways, I don't know. The thing that was interesting to me about that is because I do think there's...
Well, my wife is convinced it's stress related.
It could definitely be stress.
I mean...
I was wondering too, this is so random. I have a really, really good friend, shameless plug, Dr. Motley. He would be a really great guest. I've learned so much from him. And he was the first person that when I got diagnosed with celiac, and it was way before gluten was like a trend. And he was the first person that intersected in my life to really help me with all of that. And I've learned so much from him. And it's like, he's super fascinating to talk to. But my dad had like a whole situation come up after a surgery with like uncontrollable hiccups, which was like really, it sounds silly, but it was horrible. It was like gaps in his breathing.
Oh man.
You can't sleep. And then when after you've had surgery, you have anesthesia brain, and then it was all this stuff. So it was like horrible to see your dad in a situation like that.
Wow.
And so I was like desperate. I call it Motley and he's like, you know, it's crazy. He's like, and he doesn't know like anything about my dad's history or story or anything, but he's like, if he was ever in a position as a kid where he felt responsible or like he needed to take care of those that were around him, especially if they were adults, he's like, that suppresses in the diaphragm. And then it'll find ways to have to physically manifest itself up. So when you're put under anesthesia, like your subconscious disconnects. And so anything that might be like stored in the subconscious then has to have a physical release in your body. And he's like, that would be the physical release. So it's like super fascinating. And that would have 100% been the dynamics my dad was in his upbringing. So anyways, it was interesting because you were talking about acid reflux and all that. And stress is a trigger.
Yes.
But it triggers what has been in the layers of our system for years.
So you believe there's a connection between like...
I would say, I'd be curious, what is the connection? I can't diagnose you. I'm just saying these things are fascinating to me.
I'm saying the premise of what you're saying. Like, I think where I'm like working through, you know, as you talk, like I 100% agree, like the current stress or the current things can have like emotional triggers, can have physical triggers.
Totally.
Right. But then when you're talking about past responses having future physical triggers, that's wild.
Oh, and it makes so much sense because if you think about like our body is a system that has to respond, and we're made like we're body, soul, and spirit. And so they're all interconnected. And so the soul is like the mind, will, and emotions. And so the mind, will, and the emotions are connected with the physical implications. The spirit overrides all of that. But those three components are all very real in inner workings. So if you have like childhood trauma.
What sect of Christianity did you grow? Like did you Pentecostal? Would you say like?
I'd say my dad said, read the word, read the red, read the red, pray for the power. So that's the way, that's the way I grew up. That's why I just literally, Jesus changed everything for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
yeah,
theology didn't change me.
Yeah.
Church, denominations didn't change me. So I'm like, I don't really feel like I fit the mold on all of that. But Jesus changed everything for me.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. No, I love it. And that's that's fascinating. I think it took me a while to believe my wife because I'm like, I'm not stressed. Like when I came to Dallas, I don't know if you even know this, Isaiah, like last time I was at Dallas, I was so sick and I was a month without getting sick. And the day before I came to Dallas, I started getting sick again. And the whole time I was here, my stomach was just cramping and painful. Like when I was on Amy's show, I didn't remember what I said. I was in so much pain.
What the heck?
And Anna's like, you are stressed. I'm like, no, I'm excited. Like I get a flight to Dallas.
Yeah.
And I'm not stressed.
Probably were a little stressed.
Probably was a little stressed. And I'm starting to believe
to the best of us.
Because now, if I feel it coming on, if I mentally, if I pray and I breathe, I can feel it slowly going away.
That's why I really love learning about frequencies. Since January, my friend group and my family, we've really dove into frequencies. And I feel like there's a whole dimension of the Bible that has, out of a place of fear, been not actually unpacked and taught about. So then when you start diving into this, you're like, oh, this is really cool because everything literally emits a frequency. Like if we had a meter that was reading energy, every single thing does. So when you start to learn about the frequencies that are even attached to feelings, releasing the frequency of love or releasing the frequency of stress and chaos.
Other people might use the word vibes.
Yeah, they might totally. Right? They totally could. I think like
if someone says I feel a vibe, the vibes are good here. You're saying
that would be.
You're saying that the science of frequency,
a measurable scientific pattern that can be picked up.
Do you think when people say like I had a guest come on and they're like, man, I felt really comfortable here. Do you think where I might say, yeah, it's just the way I presented myself is this, but you're saying there's an actual scientific frequency that may be portrayed comfortability.
Well, and your energy. So your energy emits several types of different frequencies. And because you are the host of this show, this is your show, this is your space, you have an authority, a literal authority in this space. So the tone that you set, people are going to be able to pick up on that and they're going to feed on that. Or that's why you can have some people who can come into a room and they might not say a word, but because the energy that they emit, you're going to feel that, whether it's they have a bad attitude and there's something that's wrong. You're like, whoa, I don't know. But
you're saying it's a scientific measurable thing.
It is. Yeah. All of that actually is. That's way beyond my comprehension. I've only just dug into all of it. I've really learned a lot from this guy named Justin Abraham, but it's really cool when you start diving into that stuff and you're like, oh, that's so true. That's why you just vibe better with certain people.
Right.
It's because the frequency.
How are we vibing?
I feel like we're vibing great.
Okay, great. Isaiah, are you vibing?
I've appreciated that you guys have tracked with the rabbit trails.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. This is a guest-led podcast.
That's awesome.
Where I just try to.
What made you get into podcasting?
Ooh, that's a great. Now I'm not the guest. No.
I don't know. It sounds like a fun question.
Yeah, no, it is a great question. Yeah. You're a great host.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Do you have a podcast?
I do.
Okay.
It was the Kylie Jean Show, so I think actually on everything you look up the Kylie Jean Show, but I'm changing it to just Kylie Jean.
Okay. I want to know about that after. I'll answer this and then
Okay, thank you.
We'll just play ping pong.
I like this.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, when I started insurance, I met a lot of entrepreneurs that were awesome, and then I saw online that all the entrepreneurs in their videos they're driving Lamborghinis.
Yeah.
They're driving, and that's not real entrepreneurship.
Nope.
And
I have so many thoughts around that.
Yeah. So but I met real entrepreneurs just grinding, some of them on their third, fourth, fifth business.
Yeah.
And what really turned the table for me, I had a buddy that started a lawnscape company and he failed the first time.
Okay.
And then 2 years later, he tried again in a successful business.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's entrepreneurship.
Totally.
You should go on a podcast.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it was my wife. I don't remember what happened, but they were like, you should just do it. I had made a YouTube channel, a finance YouTube channel. I don't know if you know who Graham Stephan is.
I sound super familiar.
Yeah, he's like he's a real estate agent. He has like 4 million subscribers now. Big.
I will say like that whole world is like, it's so foreign to me.
He's a finance YouTube channel. And I love this channel.
Cool.
And I try to make one. And I'm like, wow, editing's hard. Coming up with content's hard. Like this is tough. And so I made 3 episodes and quit. Before that in COVID, I streamed video games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's
what is that channel that people
Twitch.
Yep.
Yep. I was on Twitch and actually had a decent following.
Are you like a Twitch star?
No.
Oh.
No. I mean, I had a decent following though.
Am I in gamer royalty right now?
During COVID, like I literally had kids like buy my merch for Christmas.
That's awesome.
Like there was this little weird section of my life when our insurance business shut down. We were in Whitmer's, Michigan, which is like Nazi Germany.
Oh gosh,
and yeah. So it was like we couldn't leave our house or to get shot.
Yeah.
And I mean, not really, but felt like it.
I'm sure you got reported on. Yeah.
Yeah, but then we're not gonna. Yeah. No, we're gonna stay on track. And my wife's like, why don't you just stream? Because she bought me a PS4. It was like the first for Christmas, and I was really good at a game, and then we got viewers and got monetized, and so that taught me that I enjoyed being on camera.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the interaction with fans, so to speak, right? And it was really fun. Yeah. It was not meant to be a full-time thing. That's not my calling.
Yeah.
But it did show me that I like being on camera. Totally. Then I tried again with the YouTube thing, didn't work. And so I already had all the equipment from that thing, and then I do write music. And I traveled on a music team for 2 years.
That's awesome.
And so I had the mics and I had the whatever. And so I interviewed this guy with no podcast experience, and I didn't even listen to podcasts. And I'm like, bro, like just come on, have a conversation. The only podcast I listened to is Rogan. And so we did it.
Having convos.
Yeah, and we did it, and it went really well.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, I love this.
I love that.
And in my first year, I only released 11 episodes because I did one a month.
I was like, that's still really good.
Yeah.
You did it.
We did it. We made it at 12 months. We made it a year.
Seriously though, like that's a big deal. Think of how many people talk about something for a long time. They never actually take the step.
Oh, I know.
That's something to celebrate.
Yeah. And then the thing that changed it was Babylon Bee.
Oh yeah. Did you do something with them?
Yeah. So Joel Berry.
I'm like, okay, fill me in. Cause I worked on a film that had.
Yeah. Do you know like Jarrett LeMaster or
Dillon? Was it Dillon?
Seth Dillon?
Yeah. I have just the last name. It drilled in my head. Seth Dillon. Yeah. So he was a part of a film that I worked on. And so I like drove him around and then brought him on the stuff.
Oh, cool.
All that.
Yeah. So one of the writers came on my podcast, and then one of the videos went viral.
Okay.
On YouTube. And that's
awesome.
Then do you know Brandon Tatum?
Yes.
Okay. So Brandon Tatum came on my podcast.
He was Officer Tatum.
Yes. The Officer Tatum. And then he through the Lord, like this is what's literally, Kylie, I'm an insurance dude that somehow the Lord has led in this media direction.
That's awesome.
And
that's
then,
a brand within itself.
Yeah, it's wild. And then Trump, there's a Turning Point event in Detroit. I randomly DM'd the Officer Tatum on his website, just fill out a form.
That's awesome.
He emailed me back like, sure, bro, I'm down. We tried to do it virtually, and we were having audio issues. And this was like, I mean, he had millions of followers.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this for me, I'm like, this is the celebrity guest that like I've been waiting for.
I feel like too, because there was a whole batch of them that in like that 2016 era, like they all kind of came up in classes.
Yeah. Like it was him, Candace, like all of them.
Yeah.
And so the virtual interview failed. And I was like, I called my wife. I'm like, it didn't happen. But on the virtual interview, he's like, hey man, where you at? Brandon Tatum. Yo, where you at, bro? And I'm like, I live in Detroit. It's like, man, I feel like I'm going to be in Detroit in like a month. I'm like, maybe we can hit up. And I was like, oh,
let's do it.
Okay. So there's a Turning Point event, and he literally let me pick him up in my car. He doesn't know me.
That's awesome.
He came, we hung out, we had dinner, did a podcast. On the podcast, he said, Dillon, this is one of the best podcasts I've ever been on.
That's really cool.
And that was the moment that was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then he invited me to AmFest.
Yeah.
And then now we're here.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think those moments are so incredibly key, the ones that make you go like, oh, because you have to be able to believe in yourself. You have to realize like, oh.
And I really struggle with that.
It's so huge. I just had this recently. I did a set like a week and a half ago. And that made me be like, oh my gosh, I'm so much better than what I gave myself credit for. And like, not in a prideful way, in a realization way, because you have to be able to recognize what you bring to the table in order to actually even know the value that you carry.
Because it's funny, like in sports growing up, like I was a really good 3-point shooter in basketball, and I knew that. And so I know that like I can be confident, but I think this for me feels such a stretch. Like the percentage of podcasters that make it is astronomical. And then I'm like, I'm just a random dude that like knocks on cold calls, business doors. Like this is just such a turn. And I think maybe I don't want to say I'm doubting the Lord's leading, but like, it is like wild to dream that this could be possible.
Yeah.
And I think I'm afraid to like open up for that reality.
I think the
Does
key
that make sense?
is knowing your why.
Yeah.
Like why? Like why are you doing this?
More people need to have conversations. I want my kids to have a document of their dad, and they can watch hours and hours of dad and what he thought about the world for the rest of their life. I want to prove that you can have conversations with people that you disagree with and do it amicably. I want to learn. I don't want to be in an echo chamber.
Yeah.
And I just want to have a journey where people can come along and just learn. Like this is fun.
Yeah.
Like I've learned so much about you already. And
Thanks.
I'm like, this is great. Like, so, and it's just, also, I just love it.
I love that. So your why is legacy.
Yeah.
It's value exchange,
Yeah.
curiosity.
Yeah.
And I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Those are whys that carry roots and weight to it versus like, I can tell you the moment somebody will never make it is when I grew, obviously my whole career since 15 has been different realms of entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So the moment somebody's like, I want to be the next so-and-so, or I'm going to change the world doing this. It's like, well, your why has no roots to it.
Yeah.
But everything you just laid out, I'm like, that's amazing. That tells me you are already successful before you're successful because of your why. So those are the important things. It doesn't matter what you're doing in life. If you can identify that, that will carry you forward.
Okay, I'm getting uncomfortable. Can we talk about you now? I struggle with. Well, thank you. That's very sweet.
Absolutely.
But you have a podcast too.
I have a podcast. I have a podcast.
You have a podcast. So music, stuff in between podcast.
Yeah. So music, and then I did a reality show.
Okay.
That I should have like literally I was like in last place on it and then won the entire thing.
What
and
was
so
the
that
show?
Launched me a little bit. It's called Dream Quest.
Okay.
It's on Amazon Prime. It didn't go very far.
When was that?
It was,
What year?
I was so young. I was like 19 years old when I did it.
Dream Quest.
So
That's what we're watching tonight, Isaiah.
I haven't even watched
what
it yet.
season? Can we?
I haven't watched it
do
yet, you guys.
Can we
You
do
know
it?
how many of my
Can we
family
hang out?
friends
Can we go to barbecue
wants
and
to
watch
do-
Dream Quest?
But it's not free. You have to pay.
I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it
No,
right now.
It's like I can't. I gotta watch it with my family first. But yes. So I need to
Next
watch
time.
it next time. We can do a full release party.
Yeah, can we just do like a big like parlor? Just invite.
We
everybody?
should actually. I need to like do like the archives of my life.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many renditions.
Let's do a
of it.
documentary.
We should. Let's do it.
I actually have a friend that wants me to starts helping me do documentary, and I'll post documentaries.
That's the space that got me into where I am today.
Okay.
That I like randomly walked into.
Okay.
Because did that show. That show actually opened the door for me to then do sports media.
Okay.
So I think this is one of the things that I value in life is just showing up.
Yeah.
And I believe that when you show up, things change and things have to happen. And so even the sports media thing, like I won this TV show and somebody had saw in like the editing house or something, like a reel of mine. So I got a phone call from a stranger that said, hey, I'm so-and-so with the Arena Football League. Like, have you ever done live TV? Which I hadn't, but I said, I can do live TV. And he's like, can you be in Tampa tomorrow? I said, absolutely. I didn't know a lick about arena football. I knew everything about football, but arena football totally different. So I just studied like crazy. I'm a kid, I'm 19. And I show up and it was like total chaos because it was the team that this guy worked for. It wasn't their home stadium. And his energy was so chaotic and he was so freaked out. And I had never done this before, but I was so confident that I remember like just quieting myself and being like, I need wisdom in this. And I was this audacious 19-year-old that felt like I was supposed to look him in the eyes. He was on a trail. I'm like, George, I'm going to make you look like a genius. And he's like, what? I was like, I just need you to tell me my cameras. I need to tell you my point of focus. And I'm going to make you look like a genius. What's my rules and regulation? And there is none in arena football. Like, I don't even know if arena football still exists.
It does.
But you can like,
Does it?
I don't know.
I know the CFL exists.
He's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
The CFL does.
The CFL does, that's for sure. Yeah, the XFL. I don't know. It's not like it was, and this was so long ago. But like as a
They
reporter,
probably had too many deaths in arena football.
I
feel like it was
it's
like
a
extra
shorter
vicious,
field.
right?
So it's a shorter field. There isn't really sidelines. There's just like a wall of barrier.
It's like people died over those walls.
And I was in I'm like, why the heck did I wear sandals? I should have worn sneakers. I'm like jumping over this wall and like jumping back over because
you were like the live on field reporter.
Yes.
Oh, I thought
That's
you were
what
like
I'm
in a
saying.
studio.
No.
Oh, you were like there.
I'm like the action girl. Yes.
You're like the Andrews. What's your chick?
Aaron Andrews.
Aaron Andrews.
I
Yeah,
was
you were the
Aaron
Aaron.
Andrews
You were
and
literally the Aaron
San
Andrews
Angelo
of.
Steel. Yes, that was the era.
Yes.
Yes. And so I remember remember being like, because the whole thing on that reality show I was on was like America's Built on Dreams carry America forward. So I'd pitched like a football experience TV show because I love action, I love football. It's like a whole thing. Anyway, so the arena football thing was wild, but that really made me realize like, because I did live concerts growing up, I love people interaction, that one of the things I just is my bread and butter is taking what could be chaotic situations, but bringing an experience across the camera that people feel like they're a part of.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely like really good at the high energy experiences. I'm not the girl to do like the somber, hard hitting interviews. Like I can't do that. I hate them. And I don't think that that's people would want to watch that with me.
Yeah.
Much more the high energy. So that made me realize like, I know what I'm good at. I know that I can thrive on live. I know that I could have a minimal amount of information and make something absolutely incredible out of it. And so that really shaped like a lot of the idea of what I wanted to get into. I still was like writing music in Nashville and was trying to figure out like this TV show. A lot of things were promised. They didn't, there was like network sold to another network, like a lot of this, all the stuff that normally happens. So I kind of went through this thing where I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to do next. And I was going to go to LA, work with Hallmark Channel and stuff, which I was super excited about. And on the way there, I stopped to see my grandparents. I'm the oldest of 19 grandkids.
Wow.
So fun. Okay. I love my family.
Start another nation or something?
Well, you know, we are good at being fruitful and multiplying.
Hey, amen.
And
obey the word.
We're a lot of fun. My family is so fun. Like, I think one of the things I really value about my family is that we really, really enjoy each other. And we don't see eye to eye on a ton of things, but we really love being in each other's presences. It's the best. So
you're that
my mom's side.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was going to stop at be with my grandparents and all that. So this is where like my story gets weird and complicated, but LA is where I was going to go to meet with like Hallmark on some stuff. And then I was going to go, before I go to LA, I'm like stopping in Seattle to visit my grandparents, all that fun things. And in between those two trips, I was going to go to Virginia Beach, Virginia, to take my cousin who was turning 13 years old to her first concert for her birthday. Because I'm the concert girl. I'm like, I love this.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm in Seattle, have this crazy dream, and I'm a dreamer, but this dream scared me. I've never had a dream that scared me in my life. It was so detailed and just the tone of it. And I woke up and was like, I wrote down the dream. I drew some elements in the dream on my journal. I'm like, I feel like I'm not supposed to go to LA. But Nashville felt like it was shifting for me. So I didn't know what that looked like. And I'm like, I don't know what LA, like, I felt like I was supposed to go there, get a phone call from my mom. I fill her in a little bit on this dream, but not all the details. And she's like, I don't think you're supposed to go to LA. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm feeling. And she goes, hey, this might sound crazy, but like, you should really reconsider going to college. Cause I did a year of traditional college and then just like random classes here and there. I was like, I hate school. Like, I'm dyslexic. I hate being in school. Like, I've had great jobs. Like, no way. I'm a career girl already. I don't need that. Mom's like, just think about it. And so whatever, my mom says that out of mouths of 2 or 3. I come back to my grandma's. I walk in my grandma's house and my grandma's just like little Norwegian. And she grabs me and she's like, your husband could leave you. Your kids can leave you, but an education will never leave you. And I was like, I totally hear your heart. Don't receive that. I hear your heart. But okay, tell me about this. She's like, it would just mean a lot to your grandfather and I if you'd consider finishing your degree. And so I was like, okay, I hear you. So out of kind of just wanting to be like, check the box to honor my grandparents, I filled out what I thought was this was an August timeframe. So I thought I was applying to a school in Virginia Beach since I knew, okay, I'm going to Virginia Beach to visit my cousins. My uncle's involved with the school. I'm going to ask him to tour me around. Just kind of checks all the boxes. I'll apply for like spring online. So I do all of that. Text my uncle, hey, well, I'm in VB. Can you please like just show me around? I was like, yeah, no problem. So anyways, then long story short is my mom calls me back and she's like, hey, I feel like I'm supposed to tell you if you get to Virginia and you feel like you need to stay. Sometimes it takes us suddenly. I was like, why would you say that? She's like, I felt it. I felt like I was supposed to tell you. If you feel like you need to stay. I was like, no, the latter part. She said, sometimes it takes us suddenly. In my dream, a banner had dropped down that said, sometimes it takes us suddenly. So I drew that out and I was like, okay, I know the Lord is speaking. And then my uncle called me and he's like, hey, I just want to let you know that if you get here and you feel like you need to stay here, live with us. I'll help you finish your degree. And I was like, did you talk to my mom? He's like, no. I was like, have you talked to Ami, which is what I call my grandma? He's like, I haven't even talked to your aunt. She doesn't even know I've offered you this. I was like, oh man. And I knew the Lord was speaking to me and I knew everything inside of me didn't want to do that. Like for me to be put in a classroom
again.
Yeah. Like, I don't think you understand. Like my brain flips words. So for me, like
But you're an amazing speaker, so that's really cool.
that's the thing.
How's that work?
Like, you put me on a stage with like hundreds of thousands of people. Like, I feel I'm like in the zone I was created for. You put me in a classroom and you ask me to read something out loud. Like, I can't see on black and white anyway. So I have to like color code it. And then if like a word has like the same beginning and last letter, my brain will flip it out to a completely different word. So nothing, like, it takes me a long time. It's slow. So that is like the biggest, scariest place, because when I was put in a position of performing, and you're like always in this place of performance, all of a sudden you can't perform well on something. So you're like, oh, wow, that's an area the Lord wants to heal in you. So I'm like, I do not want to be in a classroom, whatever. All of a sudden, in the next morning, I get this call from a Virginia number. They're like, hey, we're super excited. Congratulations, student at Regent University. What do you want your major to be? And I'm like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, like what are you wanting to major in? I was like, no, like I actually applied for, the spring, it's the fall. And they're like, oh no, actually, like you're accepted. And I was like freaked out of my mind. And I just knew I needed to get there. So I didn't even go back to Nashville. I called my mom. My dad's on a hunting trip. He doesn't even know any of this is going on. I was like, I feel like I need to go. I'd be in disobedience if I don't go. She's like, just need to go. Just show up. Just show up. Everything else will be figured out. So long story short, 2 years go by. And it was a gnarly, interesting season. I didn't even tell people that I was like doing that. I was just kind of back and forth. Finished my degree. And the day that I finished my degree, I get this invitation. I started going to Washington, D.C. at that time. Virginia Beach is like only a couple hours from Washington, D.C. I was a passionate patriot growing up. Like I have photos. I'll have to send them to you. I have photos of me dressed like Betsy Ross in
you were
like first grade.
You were in it.
I was in it. The little school that I went to, it taught me how to love my country and the history of our country. And it taught me to love the word. And like that transformed my life. But I loved America. Like I always have just felt like this huge heart for the specific purpose of this nation.
Sure.
Weirdly, since I was young. So I'd never been to Washington, D.C. And when I started going to Washington, D.C., something became alive that I couldn't even describe, because I was expecting it to be like New York, and I hate New York. It wasn't. So I'm like, wow, there's just something here. And so I started making those trips. Last day of school, like I turned in all my stuff, I'm done. And I get this invitation. And I think that this invitation is going to be like a couple hundred people there. I invite my mom to be my +1. I'm like, cool. Turns out I end up being like, we're like 2 of 30 people at a round table with Don Jr. And this was like going into Trump's first admin. And so it was like, I'm blown away. I'm like, what am I doing at this table?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I know the feeling.
Planned this. Yes. And it's like, I can't plan this. How did this happen? Ended up sitting next to my future employer, who hired me to then be an executive with like a news network. So I was a young executive with this news network coming up. So this is how like the evolution of my career and how I get into the documentary space. But I fell in love. I was like back and forth between like Nashville and DC, and I was so not DC that's what made me love it. And I was so naive. The same way I went into the music industry naive. I thought that these people like genuinely cared about their districts. I thought they cared about our country. Like I thought like these are like wholesome people, and you get behind the curtain, you're like, there's a different reality that's happening here.
Yeah.
But because I've lived so tethered to my value system, I can be fully me in whatever setting that I'm in. And because of that, I've had insane favor or conversations or doors that are opened. And so what I experienced in entertainment, all of a sudden I was experiencing in DC. And then you start to learn things. And then you start to learn the root systems are pretty interconnected and you can connect the dots. And I have this belief in me that those who seek truth will find it. And so in trying to seek the truth on certain things, and we're approaching this 2020 era, I dipped my toes in the investigative journalism aspect. So then I started moving that direction with this organization. Long story short, 2020 hits, the pandemic is upon us, and everybody gets furloughed. I shift my focus to things that are happening a little bit more locally than federally with the government. Yeah. Whatever, all that goes on. I have to figure out how to make money, as we all did.
Yep.
So, and I had like huge convictions on taking like some of the federal and state funding at the time, which now I'm like, I don't know why that was the hill I had to die on. I should have just collected the paycheck. Yeah. But I was like, no, like I'll figure out a way to make money. That's where I started consulting. And so I started consulting. I was working a little bit with the company that I met John with. And so I was figuring all that. I had a client who was in firearms, and I realized like an entire aspect of his business that would absolutely crush it was if he had his own cinematic content. And at that time, like that was like new, like influencers were kind of on the horizon in a way that we're still like pioneering a lot in the way that social media was. And the patriotic, traditional valued American businesses were getting thrown to the side. Nobody was working with them. 2020, 2021 is millennial female gun owners were the largest group of first-time handgun owners. Nobody was catering to them. So it's like naked girls and big burly men. Neither of that is going to speak to millennial women. So I'm like, I think you have a really awesome opportunity to make beautiful stories. So that's how I had no idea what the heck I was doing, except that I have a really good natural instinct for storytelling. I know visually what's going to be beautiful and come together. And I am so confident I can pull together incredible teams. Like if there's one thing I can do, I can pull together really good teams. So I do this for this client. They're super successful. And that's what ends up kind of opening the door for me to start working with this company called Bonfire Legend, which then worked with Daily Wire at the time. And I really learned a lot more about like documentary airspace. And that leads to the Matt Walsh film we were talking about, kind of all this other stuff. To then being able to get enough inquiries to travel and speak full time and launch my own podcast and doing all of that. And that's where we have kind of led to today.
Wow.
Yes. So thanks for hanging for my hybrid version of my life.
I loved it. That was amazing. And so now what do you cover in your podcast?
It's very much like this, but a little different. I think for me, my why, and like my dad asked me once when I was really young, he said, what's your one big thing? I'm like, what do you mean my one big thing? He's like, what's your one big thing? Like, what's the reason that you're here? I was like, I was born to encourage others and to open the door for truth. Like, I really believe with everything inside of me, those that are seeking truth, like you don't have to bait people into truth. You don't have to negotiate them into it. If that search is on the inside of you, all I have to do is pull back the curtain. And so I'm like, that's for me. And I want to see people unlocked in the authority that they carry on the inside of them. And that's my why behind things. And I've just always been in a place where I know I'm called to communicate, and it's looked totally different in different seasons of life. Sometimes it's behind a camera. Sometimes it's in front of a camera. Sometimes it's in different settings. Sometimes it's being the only person that's willing to table really hard truths with people who don't want to hear it. Like whatever your calling is, you can look back through your life and identify like, what are those areas where you've been utilized? And the biggest place of resistance that you've experienced probably identifies a huge part of your purpose and your destiny. So that's where the show, Kylie Jean, I've always wanted to do a podcast before podcasting was cool. Like, I just really want to do this. I think it'd be something that's amazing there. And never really pulled the trigger until my best friend was like, if you don't do it, like you're going to regret it. Let's just do it. I'm here like to help you in any way you need help. So my best friend, Kelsey, producer Kels, tapping in. She produces it with me, and we just really allow these like conversations to begin to unfold. And crazily enough, they always end up having themes. The stories unpack the purpose, and it's a really fun, good time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you enjoy it?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I have like incredible partners. Unitas is one of them.
That's awesome.
Shameless shout out.
Yeah. I need to talk to you about that. Like, I need to figure out how we can get some sponsors to this show. Yeah.
Well, honestly, they came to me, and it was totally like, again, I just think when you have not because you ask not. Like, I just got really literal with the Lord. It's like, I need an income, and I need people who are in the same value system, and He'll bring them.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you're incredible at making relationships. So
yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah.
I mean, we have one with Parlor. Like, Parlor's been a big blessing.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's been a big blessing. I don't know if I would still be podcast when with me being so sick after AmFest without, if I wasn't, I don't know what the show would have looked like, but like that, good for you. I mean, that's incredible. So what's the next stage of your life look like? What do you podcasting, speaking?
That's a really good question.
Yeah. Like, cause you strike me as someone that doesn't stay in one place for very long. You have a lot of...
I wonder what strikes that.
I don't know. Maybe it was the 19 different jobs you've had so far.
Well, you know what's funny about that is I had this huge revelation. So I was brought to Dallas to help this amazing organization kind of do a little bit of a refresh and bring some productions to the next level. And so because of that, I've been based in Dallas for the last couple months. And it's super fascinating. Dallas is a city that I don't know. I just never saw myself in. And I have two brothers here. I've only experienced good things in Dallas, but for the longest time, I was like, you couldn't pay me enough to live in Dallas.
Yeah, not Texas.
Not Texas. I'm not a Texas girl. And so then when I came here, it provided this amazing opportunity to really define what do I actually want in life.
And that is?
I think it's a little open-ended right now. I think I've lived so fast-paced. Actually, I know exactly what I want. It's just sometimes you don't want to be vulnerable in sharing it. I'm like super excited.
You don't have to be.
No, I'm super, super excited to believe in myself in a way I've never believed in myself. And I think that the next phase, which is coming on the horizon, because I have some commitments that I'm really excited to bring out to the finish line, and that's going to end amazingly, incredible people involved. But this next leg, I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, like what I really want is I have loved this last 2 years being able to travel the nation and see young girls and women and grandmothers come into the full revelation that one, they can hear God's voice and recognize their purpose and their destiny. And for me, that's like been so huge. And that shifts everything. That shifts the way that you're a mom, that you're a wife, that you're an executive, whatever industry that you're in, whatever your field of influence is, like
gives you purpose.
That gives you purpose. It changes everything.
Yeah.
So there's a huge thing in my heart where I'm launching these women's retreats. So my first one, I don't know when this podcast goes live.
Your women camps?
Oh no, yes.
Yep.
The ranch
it's gonna be
retreats.
fun. Yeah, the ranch retreats.
They're actually ranch retreats. It's so crazy. For the last 2 years, I've been visioning ranches. And I've been wanting to do like these ranch retreats. And now all of a sudden I had this incredible family who are like, they have this beautiful ranch that's right in between Houston and Austin, Texas. And they're like, we want you to host a retreat here. I'm like, no way. And then I had a couple others come and they're all ranches. So I was like, that's so cool. Cause those are important.
The camping is so great on ranches.
It's not camping. It's luxury. Luxury cabins. Okay?
It's going to be amazing. I'm kidding. It'll be good. I agree. I will stop sabotaging your retreat camps.
I probably just need to like do some inner healing or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's some like past trauma of camp.
Camps, I guess. I don't know. It's being forced to do something.
That's funny. Okay, so camps, podcasting,
it's actually
speaking.
gonna be legit because these
retreats.
Retreats, yeah, like
sounds amazing.
It's gonna be awesome. We're doing like vision dreaming. It's like a lot around vision building. But then outside of the vision building, we're doing super fun things like horseback riding. There's like a guy that's gonna come and teach us how to clear a room, which I love learning how to be able to protect yourself. Yeah, awesome stuff like that. Pickleball tournaments.
Who's the coolest person you've met in your journey so far?
Oh, that's a big.
About like top 5, top 10.
As far as like famous people or just people
that you've enjoyed, like I mean, maybe that have the people that are.
One of my favorite, just like when I was working doing an on-camera gig, Trace Adkins brought nobody with him, zero ego, which I love to see. And I was in an environment where people who aren't that big were like thought they were super big, so they had their whole entourages and all this stuff. Trace Adkins just like chilling back there. And I got to interview him. And for me, like I grew up listening to him. So that was like a really fun, like cool moment. But what I loved was like, he just came by himself. He was like super down to earth.
Yeah.
That was like a memorable moment. I mean, like I've been in smaller rooms with Donald Trump. I haven't met him yet, but I'd love to meet Melania. I was on the Barron bandwagon before Barron was cool. He's one I would love to interview.
Same.
Oh
if
my gosh.
Him.
The first person to get Barron will be like groundbreaking.
I want to actually Kai
would be legit.
So,
I love following her stuff.
I'm starting a golf show.
Oh, way to go. Okay. Tell us about this. Multidimensional.
Yeah, so it's called the Conversation Cart. I haven't officially really announced it yet.
Are you going to do it on like a golf cart?
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
It's bringing this in between holes as we drive, but also play.
Are you going to get Bryce DeChambeau?
Like that's my dream. So if I could
Bryce DeChambeau, pass him my way.
If I could do anything in life, it would be golf content.
That's awesome. You can do that.
So we're working on it. The hard part is I have to make money.
Well, why don't you get Parlor to sponsor it?
We are
working
on it. We are working on it.
If you want me to help you strike a deal,
yeah,
okay,
like, we're working on it. And if I could do anything, it would be that. And so Kai is someone I have on my list that would be awesome. I'd love to just golf with her and talk with her. And
that's awesome.
I think the golf course opens people up. I think sometimes when you walk into studios, you have to work to get people's guards down.
I think things are so much better when there's action behind it.
And golf it's a booming sport, and people, it'll just be fun. And so if I could do anything and find some sponsors, there's sponsors. If you're listening, it's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea.
And I trademarked it. I own the URL. The conversationcart.com is mine.
I love it.
But we're going to golf like, it's going to be like a video like Deschambeau did with Trump when they golfed.
Yeah.
But more conversation. And
the cool thing is if you do like the conversation cart is you could have like eventually like a morph into any kind of cart in any setting.
Yes.
So super smart branding idea.
And like it could be, we could take it to NFL training camps.
That'd be awesome.
And you could take it to
you need like a co-host every once in a while.
Well, I might need some. Well, you are a vision. You can help me with the vision, like just when it comes to building a show, because I've never built a show. I've never put together a team.
Oh, it's super fun.
We should probably talk actually.
Yeah, we can have some conversations.
Okay.
You can hire me.
I mean, or we just go in together and get some equity or something.
Perfect. I love a good equity conversation. I just was telling this to another friend who's like building something really cool. And I said something about equity and they're like, nobody thinks about equity. I was like, everybody thinks about equity.
Yeah. I have equity in 4 companies right now.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, That's what I'm working on. That's the secret.
Cool.
That's the first time I've actually said the name.
Congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
huge.
Yes.
I'm excited for the merch line.
Yeah.
Cool. Bring it on.
That's going to be cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But anyway, this has been fun.
Thanks for hanging out.
Was this okay?
Yeah. We like met like an hour ago.
30 seconds.
30, yeah.
We just and I was just like, why
out.
don't you come say
I
hi?
appreciate it.
I'm not going to lie. I felt a little intimidated by you.
Really?
Yeah.
I hope not.
Just by your name. Because this is why. Like, I
Yeah.
followed you as a fan.
Thank you so much.
And I was like, man, this is cool content. Like, I appreciate what you do. I appreciate what you stand for. And then, what was that, Wednesday, Isaiah? Or Thursday, you were just like, yeah. And you're like, hey, Kylie Jean Tannehill. I'm like, Kylie Jean. I'm like, I know that name.
That's crazy. That's so fun.
I'm like, I know that name. Why do I know that name? And then I was like, bro, I follow her on Instagram. And
That's
then
crazy.
he's like, well, she might be here Friday. I was like, sick.
That's awesome.
And then you just showed up and I was like, dude, let's do it. So hopefully it wasn't a letdown.
Oh, no. It was like a grand surprise.
Yes.
It was great. I appreciate it.
It was fun.
I was saying, like, I was on a set earlier today and peeled off all my shellac. So we're coming in like
coming in authentic, real, raw. This is good.
Hanging out. Yes.
This is the best. This is the best shows. These are the best shows.
I love it. I really appreciate it. And even just thanks for sharing a little bit about you. I think you got a good thing going. You're building some legacy. It's very valuing. I'm excited.
Perfect.
Yes.
Well, before we end, because I think we're all hungry.
My stomach growled. Did you guys hear
Mine
that?
too. Mine too.
Oh my gosh. Mine like did twice. And I thought, because you know what I've eaten today? Which is terrible since I really love Maha, but peanut M&Ms and an Americano.
RFK Jr. would be so disappointed in you. That's it?
Yeah. I've been on the go.
That's not good.
Trust me, I'm hungry.
We have like, you can't have gluten, right?
I can't have gluten. Yeah, we never finished that story, but maybe for another time.
Yeah, next time.
I love alternative health. I can dive into that.
Let's do that next time.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'll bring Motley with me. He's in Dallas all the time. So
that sounds great.
I love it.
Get RFK Jr. on.
Can we do that?
Can we do a joint podcast?
Let's do it. That'd be awesome. But like let's do it on the road. We should start hitting the streets. I would love that kind of stuff. We can pitch it. We can put a pitch deck together.
Sounds fun.
You want to be our producer or editor? Cool. You're in.
Of course. Done. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a great idea. Life's going to change. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, well, I give the opportunity for all my guests to plug something, to promote something to my listeners at the end of every show. So this is your opportunity to tell the listeners where they can find more of you and where do they want to go.
Well, you can find me at KylieJean.com. Check out my socials at Kylie Jean Tannehill on Instagram, at Kylie Jean on YouTube. And yeah, just Google me. I have women's retreats coming up. If this airs, women's retreats. October 24th is going to be the first one. And so we're about to have some really incredible things happen. But please come find me. Come be my friend. It's my favorite thing in the world to be able to connect with you and connect with people. We're launching some awesome things coming into the fall. So
just don't send her DMs.
I'm really bad at checking DMs. Like I just don't. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And thank you for watching this episode of the Dillon English Show. Thank you to Kylie. Thank you for coming on. So like last minute. This is awesome.
Awesome. It's the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Dillon English Show. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, family member. If you enjoyed this, check out Kylie's stuff.
Thank you.
She has a podcast. Probably almost as good as this one.
I didn't even plug my own show.
Yes.
Check out Kylie Jean, the show. It's on Spotify, YouTube, everywhere.
Don't stop listening to my show to listen to her show. But if you have room for more,
listen to both. We're both very different, but both very fun.
Yeah, like obviously you should just only listen to our two shows on repeat.
There you go. I like it. Subscribe.
Forget Joe Rogan. Bye. See you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Thank you so much.